What's up, everybody? This is Jason again with Campbell's Morel Music Rig Rundown. This is episode 16. Man, it's hard. It's like we just started this a week ago, and we're already at 16 here. So yeah, and this is another guy we had on the list from the beginning to do. And if you're in Johnson City and in the downtown scene, you've probably seen this fella a time or two running sound at the Hideaway, playing shows all over the country and all kinds of good stuff. But yeah. Great musician, all around musician, not just guitar player, but we're going to talk about his guitar rig tonight. Mr. Jake Dwyer of the Jake Dwyer Band. Also plays with Martha Spencer.
Yep.
And he also runs Shape Studios if you need any video work or recording work. And you can check those out for sure. Sam Colley, I know I've seen his videos.
Yeah.
They're killer.
He's probably some of my best works.
Yeah, all around, just talented dude. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate being here. This is great.
Yeah. And so we're like I said, we're going to talk about your guitar rig tonight. Cool. And kind of go through your setup. And I always start with guitars. And again, another beautiful SG.
Yeah.
You know, SGs and Telly's my two favorite guitars.
Okay.
So I already like it.
All right. Well, that's good then, I guess. I guess you had a lot of SGs coming through?
Yeah, not as many here lately, but we've had a few coming through, but yeah, they get grabbed up pretty fast.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You want me to tell you about this SG?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I guess it was about last year sometime I decided I've been looking at 3 pickup guitars for a while, and I decided that I really like the SG in the 3 pickup format, so I was playing on a Jazzmaster at the time, and I wanted something like with a humbucker. So I found this one up in Richmond, I guess it was Richmond, West Virginia, Kentucky. I'm not really sure. Sorry. But anyways, I drove up there. It took a while. It was up that direction, so we picked up this guitar and brought it back, and it had been like really covered in dust and everything. So I came down here to Morel's and I got it set up and got it ready to go. And it's been like a really great player. I played it pretty much for the rest of the season last year, and it's been really great. I haven't really recorded on it that much, but it's pretty dirty. If you look at it, you can see all the grime coming down it. But
with the gold hardware, it shows all the fingerprints.
Yeah, and it's old enough where the gold hardware is starting to tarnish a little bit and everything, but it's what you want to see. So it's a custom shop Les Paul, which is before the SG, but it's actually an SG. So it's modeled after the Gibsons, and it's a custom shop Epiphone. So it's pretty nicely made, and I feel good about it. So.
Yeah, we've had a few Epiphones, especially the set neck stuff, and like the older ones, the Korean made ones, and everything else. Seems like a way better quality than some of the newer stuff coming out. But it's got Grover tuners and everything.
I think this is 2007. So
yeah,
it's a little bit newer, but it's not like so old that you really want to. It's like high value.
Yeah.
Because if you get this in the Gibson form and original, I think it's like a 61. You're talking $5,000, $6,000 at least, probably for like a player's.
For sure.
So
I don't know. And usually when you're running this guitar, do you find yourself using all the pickups for different tones, or are you just?
So yeah, I really like. So the way I like to play, I'm not really aggressive kind of player, so I really like the neck pickup. It has that smoother tone, but with this guitar particularly. Your knobs are controlling. These are your pickups. These 3 knobs are your pickups. That's your tone. So the middle is always on unless you completely turn it off.
Gotcha.
So basically, you're getting that one or this one, or all 3.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. It took me kind of a little while to realize that like that was actually what was going on here.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'm just not one to like sit down. I hear a tone. I'm like, I like this. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, we as musicians never talented ourselves to be smart, so we dial in things to what we like to our ears.
Yeah, this is exactly right. So I was like, but yeah, I like the smoother tone. So very rarely I get on the bridge pickup on any of my guitars because unless I'm really trying to bite it in, like in a live set, it's just like I'm not cutting the way I want to, and I'll just flip it over, and I'll go for it that way. But
Yeah, and y'all notice another guitar set behind him, a beautiful Fender Telecaster, and we'll get to that one here in a bit. But
that one's interesting as well.
Yeah, straight out of that into a Crybaby wah. It looks like your first pedal entry there. So
I got it on the side. It didn't fit on my board after I had all this set up, and I got the wah afterwards. I got it here, and it just kind of set it up on. It didn't have little foot pedals on it, so I got the foot pedals, and
yeah,
it was like a used pedal. So I run that. It's one of my favorite pedals because it feels pretty good. It's not very. It's got a good flow to it. It's got a little squeak, so usually when I'm playing in a practice space, all my bandmates are like looking at me. They think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, man, I want the squeak a little bit. You don't hear that on a live set or anything.
Yeah, for sure. Just a pretty simple pedal board setup, but it looks like really effective on a. I guess that's a pedal train board and powered by Walrus Audio.
Yeah, that's pretty much my favorite. I have a reverb I took off my board. It's the Descent. But yeah, I really like Walrus. They have like the tone, kind of like dark. It's like a darker EQ, I think. Just something about it just has this kind of something that pleases me. But
and I'm familiar with that Julia pedal you got on there from Walrus.
I really like that one.
I mean, it's one of the best sounding pedals that I've ever heard. Probably one of their most popular, I would say.
Yeah, it's got like the vibrato on it. That's I kind of like try to recreate some of that like Fender vibrato kind of sound.
Right.
Maybe something like that, and that because I really care about tube amps and stuff, and I want like the good reverb. So, but yeah, like this kind of comes in there. It's got like chorus in it though, so it has like a little bit of a different feel.
Yeah.
It's definitely something.
Kind of makes it more wide sounding than
It's a little bit more magical. It's got a little bit more spice to it than just like your straight.
Yeah.
Whatever. If you had like a Fender vibrato pedal, you probably get a little bit more spice out of this pedal.
Yeah.
Because it's got kind of chorus vibrato combo. But.
All right. Then, is it the chain is just going down the line there?
Yeah, it's just going. I go in the tuner and I come over here and just go on the way out.
So Digitech Whammy. We had. Dave Shirley uses a Digitech Whammy, and he uses it more for the octave effect than other than like the Tom Morello kind of feel. But how do you use yours usually?
Well, that's one of my oldest pedals on the board. I use it for the octave pedal, and I guess probably about 2007, 2008, I used to go see this band called a Koi, and
we can't mention who's in that band.
I can't say the name.
You can't say his name anymore.
Okay. Well, anyways, his name. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. And then, I would almost call it his signature pedal. So we went and recorded a demo when I was like 15 with him, with Travis K. Meyer.
Oh gosh. Hope he ain't looking in.
He comes popping out. He's like, what? Anyway, so he.
We're going to owe him royalties after this, He's
like, all right. Yeah. So, I was a big fan of what's going on, and I was young, and he really kind of like allowed me to understand a lot of different things. So we recorded a demo with him. And I remember we had like a stereo split of like 2 half stacks, like orange and Fender, I think it was, 2 orange cabs and everything. But like I had bought the octave pedal at that point. I think I got it here. I know I got it here, but it's like a 4th gen, I think, Whammy. Anyways, but I use it. I don't know, something that grew over me at that time was like going and seeing shows. But like that was one of my favorite, to go to the Hideaway and see Koi or Mouth Movements, and they. It was like a very strong part of their set was that whammy.
Yeah.
And you don't really hear it. It was definitely like a 2007, 2010, 2012 maybe. I feel like it just kind of disappeared for a little bit in that form. You know, but so it's one of my favorites. I've had it on the board forever. I've had to replace the power supplies because I've had it so long, kind of thing. So.
Yeah, we give Travis a hard time. We've had everybody in the band just about on the rig rundown. We keep asking Travis to come do a rig rundown. He's like, why would I do a rig rundown? Everybody's already showed all the gear that I have already. So, If y'all watching and y'all probably have seen this connection with Travis Kmart. He's an awesome guy, and with great ear for tone, and so yeah, we love him to death.
Yeah. While we're talking about the whammy though, it's the only one that's on that power source, so you can't supply it through your power supply. You have to have it on. I guess it's DC.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Or probably AC.
AC. It's AC. So a DC current you can supply off your power supply. AC you can't. So this is the only power supply with a plug-in on the back of it. So that's why I went with this route.
Yeah.
Because you can plug the whammy into the straight power supply and not have to have all this extra stuff going on.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. And then you got another walrus with a light blinking over there.
Yeah, this is the delay pedal. It's a ARP 87. It's a tap tempo delay pedal, so you can tap it in. It's got oscillation if you hold down the pedals and stuff. It's got like a lot of hidden features kind of going on.
Yeah. Yeah, and then straight from there to a swollen pickle fuzz.
Yeah, that's
just gets you gnarly tone.
I don't use overdrive. I just use the tube. You know, so it's like I'm picking light. That's like my cleaner tone, and if I'm picking heavier, that's my overdrive tone.
Yeah.
So if I want to take it any farther than that, you know, fuzz doesn't cut very well in the mix. I don't think. You know, it's kind of got this flat signal. So if you boost it with fuzz, it's not really getting anywhere. I don't think. But you know, with the fuzz, it's like a different tone. For some of my songs, I use that kind of like more, you know, laid back fuzz tone with a lot of rhythmic and bit low end, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And like the Jake Dwyer band, I mean, how would you describe? Is it a jam band or?
I used to play like in the psychedelic jam band a lot. We still play out. We got some shows coming up, but Mind Modes, and so the jam culture there, the festival scene, you know, all this, you know, is all kind of going on in my head. But I started over COVID. I started singing and doing more of my solo project. So that's kind of where all this kind of started. And so with working through that, I have all that kind of root. I like to, you know, we're not scared to break it down in an improv in a song. You know, some things are different every time. You know, in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, but there's definitely like an overall structure of where we're at, but you know, I think that Jake Dwyer Band is a lot of things, but I think that with my current influence, like playing with Martha, I get a lot of this like, you know, old time and then like the old country kind of scene kind of in my head, and I like the blues because I've recorded a lot like with Jake Quillen and Sam Colley, a lot of blues style bands. You know, and
kind of just a mash of everything.
Yeah, you just kind of get all the sense, and you know, working with Travis, that's like a whole nother scene, you know. So it's just like all those kind of things just kind of mashed in my head, and kind of that's what I'm doing. It's different a little bit, but you know.
Yeah, I encourage you to go check them out, and we'll throw a link up for you, and check out the Jake Dwyer Band. I know you'll love them.
Appreciate that.
Jake, like I said, he plays guitar in that band, but you know, like in Martha's band, you're more of a percussion style player, and some snare drum, washboard, whatever she needs, I guess, and then just play whatever it calls for, right?
Yeah, a little bass, little drums, a guitar. That's kind of like my main touring rigs and stuff. Been pretty good.
Yeah, so you know, out of this pedal board, and probably the most important piece of equipment in your rig that I would imagine is probably the amp behind you.
Yeah.
And we talked before how much you love it, and we'll plug Bad Cat in this too. And we'll hashtag them and all that good stuff. But
they've been really good to me.
Yeah, Bad Cat. It's the Cub 2R.
Yeah,
is that right?
2.
Yeah. So R, I guess, for reverb.
Yep.
112 combo and 15 watts, and Bad Cat. I guess, I mean, was it a Vox style amp basically?
It's a EL84
amp. But yeah, they're high quality boutique amps, and you may know more about it than I do, but
you're getting it. You're nailing it. Yeah.
I remember them and Matchless being
they're sister companies.
Yeah, they're basically the same company.
Matchless, one of the creators of Matchless went and took that and made Bad Cat basically, and he ran with the first few generations are completely based off of a Matchless design. It kind of evolved off that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I remember having a Mattress Lightning in here at one time that,
Yeah,
it kind of went around. Yeah, they're nice.
They're definitely, you like look back at some of like the 90s, like different like big concerts like Woodstock 99 or something, and like different artists you see matchless up there and stuff,
For sure. Yeah, and we got it again mic'd with this SM57 tonight for recording purposes, and yeah, we again, it's only a 15 watt amp, but 15 watt tube amp is definitely different than solid state.
Yeah.
And we barely had the volume cranked on it, but yeah, man, if you want to hear some of the tones coming out of this thing, we'll play a little bit. And
cool. Yeah, I'll play a little of the SG kind of.
SG, and we'll switch it up.
Warmer, bigger, thick kind of tone,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I can see what you mean by your pick attack is where you're getting your drive from, because when you dig in, you can hear it breaking up for you.
Yeah, that's kind of how I use the tube. I've like really just played it a lot and just kind of figured out how it wants to respond, So.
Yeah. Do you want to see what the pedals sound like through the amp?
Cool,
We just go down the line, however you want to use them.
Let's just walk down the line and chain. We'll start with the wall, and I'll kind of tell you kind of what the pedal is before I play it a little bit. So here's the wall. I'll just do like a quick little thing.
Yeah, it gives it a nice quack feeling. Yeah,
you can do a lot of different things with it, but that's kind of like one way to stylize the wall. So this next one, it's the Julia, which is like the vibrato chorus kind of thing. I got it more on the vibrato side, so we'll see what it sounds like. That wobble in it, So I'll do this one. I'll just like pluck a chord and kind of show you the octave change on this, and maybe like a way. I'll just do like maybe like a G chord. So.
Yeah. That's cool.
That, so and maybe like a little bit in context. Let's see here.
Yeah.
It's kind of got like that really just royal sound to it. I like to use it in like mind modes to cut through. That's like really.
So that whammy, the way you use it with the octave, that sounded great. And then from there, we're going to the next Walrus, the delay pedal.
Yeah. And I got the Walrus ARP87, and it's a tap tempo delay. It's got a lot of different features on it. You can kind of like scroll through the different things, and it's got like kind of like a wobble warp kind of tone to it, so you can kind of like really make it get really
like that tape saturation kind of thing.
Experimental and kind of I usually my favorite setting is there's this like a lo-fi setting on it that has this kind of wobble and the overtone, and like every time it repeats, it kind of gets a little bit like more looser in the wave, if that makes sense. Delay. I've had a lot of different delay pedals. I played a Boss DD20 for a while, and then I played a Ibanez. It was an Ibanez that had the slider on it.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what model it is. It eventually just it didn't work on me. But so when that happened, I got this one, and I've toured with this since about 2020, so it's been pretty good, and it's been sturdy and everything. But delay is like key to my psych sound is like is all based off delay, so I really have to have that quality trail of
and with the warble and everything else.
Yeah, everything. It really, if you really want to get that kind of wild sound. So and then So you want me to play a little bit of
play
delay?
a little bit of that.
Cool. I got my tuner on still. Really good texture to it. You kind of hear that lo-fi. It's got like a slap back and like a digital delay, but that one's particularly
That's
got
like
an
some
analog.
like spaghetti western sounding.
Yeah,
stuff going on with some.
You can get
body
really, you can get a lot of different tones out of that one. I really love this delay pedal. I really recommend it. And then, yeah, I guess my fuzz. Is
the
last
fuzz.
one.
Yeah.
The swollen pickle. I got this. It's basically, I've tried a lot of different fuzz pedals, but when I want a quality fuzz, I want it to kind of sound like it's broken. I want my amp to sound like it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of fuzzes that kind of don't quite take it quite there. So,
Yeah.
But I feel like you can get a lot of different tones out of the, the swollen pickle. So there's different versions of it too.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll hear a little of that. Yeah.
And I think all that in conjunction will probably sound just rad as hell. So
I sometimes there's very rarely I have all of them on, but sometimes it is that moment.
Yeah,
and
and just
hold on, everybody, we don't know where we're at.
Yeah. So if we want to switch guitars, we'll see what the Telecaster sounds like.
Cool.
And while he's doing that, I will tell you that again we have got his amp propped up on one of these mud stands that we sell here in the store. And,
sounds great.
Yeah, I highly suggest you come check one out. If you're not a believer, we can surely make you a believer out of them. And
it really has the isolation, and it has like quite a different tone because I know the amp pretty good. I like it. It's like a clean cut. If you want the isolation for stage, that's really great.
Yeah. So check out some mud stands and let you get tuned up there on that guitar.
I think we're probably pretty good.
Pretty good. You can't knock a Telecaster out of tune.
Yeah, I like this guitar a lot. It got along,
So this is, of course, Fender Telecaster. It looks pretty stock, I guess. And then, did you get that one here?
No, I didn't get it here, but you've worked on this guitar.
I remember seeing it a bunch. So
you set this guitar up, and then I've had some. I changed the pickup, and I didn't do a really good job on it.
Yeah.
And then the wiring harness got pulled a little bit. I think Tyler did a lot of work on this guitar. So.
Yeah, that's another thing we find every week. Tyler's worked on a lot of people's guitars.
Tyler's my man.
And Tyler says thank you to everybody that keeps bringing guitars because he stays 2 weeks backed up now, so we keep him busy.
I like Tyler's work. I'll just say that.
There you go. Shoot, yeah. So standard Telecaster and probably a little bit more twangier and brighter sounding than that SG for sure.
It's I think it's a American Performers Series or something. It's like the 75th. It's 2021.
Okay.
So it's got the extra jumbo frets on it, and then I think it's got like this grease monkey tone knob on it or something like that, and it like changes the volume and your tone, how you're changing it up, and it definitely makes it like have like all the traditional Telecaster sounds. You can like really just dial it in pretty easy.
Gotcha.
But definitely, this is what I recorded my latest EP on. Was this Telecaster, and it's been really good. At first, I was like, it was really hard to get used to like how trebly and twangy the guitar is, coming from something so bassy like an SG
Right.
or like a Jazz Master or something like that.
But
yeah,
time you add the other things in, I guess in the
That's what
mix,
it
it
is.
sets in the mix so well.
So when I was like getting ready to record my new EP, I was like trying the songs. I write everything on acoustic, which I bought a Martin here, D18 from y'all. It's been an amazing guitar, and I write everything kind of on that style, and I build it up. I put a electric on it. Well, when I played the SG, I was like, I can't really hear what's going on
Yeah.
right now. It's too muddy, and I was like, well, I know what to do. I'll get the Telecaster out, and it was definitely the fix for it. And I recorded the whole EP on my Telecaster. So
Is that out yet, or?
it's out. Yeah,
Okay.
It came out, and it's been out for about a month now. So it's wherever you want to stream or everything. But
Jake Dwyer Band EP, go stream it right now.
yeah, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, this guitar, maybe I'll play a little bit for you.
Play some licks
I'll
on
play like a little lick off, kind of like Hard Passion. You kind of get that really tonky kind of sound, but still maybe more like an indie kind of tone. Not really like talk country.
Yeah.
So. All right, let's try it out. Hear that?
Yeah.
Real tonk,
Tonk and that snap. Yeah, I love that tone for sure.
Yeah. It kind of comes buttery smooth through the Bad Cat.
Yeah. Yeah. We.
Yeah.
Like you said, we don't have the reverb up that loud, but it's like it's got plenty.
The reverb's about 3.5, probably 3.5, almost 4. But if you go any more than that,
It just kind of washes.
The Bad Cat reverb is a 2-powered reverb, so it's like very strong. It hits hard.
Yeah.
It's just really. It's one of my favorite. I had the reverb pedal on my board, and I took it off because I was like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
With
That for sure.
It's almost too hot there,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the Telecaster tone kind of compared to having the
triple humbucker guitar.
It's a lot less
different.
warm.
Yeah.
But it's different sounds for different.
And that's why you need
songs.
2 guitars.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I wanted to display the both sounds to kind of get how I get my tone.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
Man, basically everything that you got here. I mean, we don't carry Walrus audio, but we do have a lot of them used from time to time. And but everything else we pretty much carry.
Yeah.
In store, and you've probably got most of it here at one time.
Yeah.
And we just started carrying the Digitech whammies again with the drop tune pedals also.
Oh yeah, like the Ricochet one.
Yeah.
And those are cool too. If you want that like octave, just send it and you hold it down, and you don't have to worry about the foot pedal.
Yeah. So they're cool pedals for sure, and you can get a lot of use out of them.
Yeah, those are all great. The wah pedal is a classic.
Yeah, everybody needs a classic wah pedal.
Yeah.
But man, I always, I talk to everybody about Campbell's music and what it means to them, and it seems like, all of our local musicians, they just love this store, love coming here, and I know you're the same way because you shop here all the time. You work just across the street.
I walk over here a lot on my lunch and just time,
Yeah. But yeah, we certainly appreciate you showing up and doing this for us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here. It's been great.
Yeah, so y'all check out Jake Dwyer Band. Check out Shape Studios.
Appreciate it.
If you need any recording projects, video projects, he's a great guy to talk to. And even if you see Martha Spencer out playing and him out here playing a washboard, you never know what he's going to be doing. He's all over the place, running sound at Hideaway.
Yeah.
On most nights. So, like I said, all around, just a talented dude, and we appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem, man. If you don't play another lick or something, then we'll lead out with one of your songs or something after that.
All right, yeah. Let's see here. I'll do a new one. This is one I've been working on, just a little funk kind of tune.
Heck yeah. Y'all come down and see us at Campbell's Real Music. Thanks, Jake.
Thank you.
Off